It was a beautiful sunny morning for some blonde hair education. The girlies were teaching us how to do a transformative blonde. I learned so much this day. It was so hard to edit this video and narrow it down, but here is the top things that I learned at day one.
Lays flat and stays there. So
yeah, and I feel like it's more comfortable for the client too, not having like that clip ear.
Yes.
And also work.
If you're in a setting too, like today with the sun, you're taking a picture and it's just not what you want because you're in direct sunlight, just go on your phone. I always do this, even with regardless without sun, I'll tap it and then I'll lower my exposure. I love the vibe it gives, a little bit moodier, a little bit aesthetic. So as I'm taking her picture right now, I'm tapping and I'm just lowering it a touch. Sometimes I like to even zoom in on these options that you have right here. If I were to post something like this, where I look at it, I'm like, ooh, I could do something like cool like that. Or, you know, just have a more artistic vibe to the picture instead of it just being a side profile of her head.
Falling. And all you see here that is falling is tiny little baby hair that we want to avoid bleaching. I know like people want to be super blonde underneath, but my priority personally is to make sure that the integrity of the hair stays super healthy. So I'm just gonna avoid touching them. So I'm gonna start my parting a bit higher than this. And this is not dense enough to cover the blonde I'm gonna do.
I feel like if we think of our overall look that we want to achieve, and then with our foundation that we have and we're looking at, we can just customize everything.
I feel that makes it way more fun also.
Exactly, yeah, because then like we're creatives. We get bored if we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, right?
Yeah. Mon balayage? Toujours. Toujours, toujours, toujours. So she asked, do you always tease when you do a balayage section? So I always do. Whenever I'm creating something that's not straight at the roots, I always tease, just to make it more blended. And also teasing will remove all of the damaged hair and the more sensitized hair. So that's a no-brainer.
Instead of hunching over, like honestly, I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm more at eye level.
So now, all of my hairline is covered. I don't need to add like close baby lights because the sun wouldn't lift her natural underneath, and this is the part where you want that dimension.
I'll honestly offer like a key to like the Chilean service, but I just like to do wet balayage. But I don't really do a ton of lenses or anything like that. I usually will just work with layer and either do it dry or wet depending on their integrity.
So that saves you a good 10 minutes from highlighting this part, and that creates the nice dimension that you want. And if the client has like an arch regrowth, that's where you're gonna add lowlights. We're not seeing underneath, so all of that is gonna be my zone of dimension at the roots.
Si la cliente avait été plus un petit peu naturelle sur le côté de triangle que de l'été, tu aurais fait une bombe de balayage.
Ouais, ben,
They're gonna be very fine.
So you just know they're ready. You're just confident.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling. You just
Oh, yeah.
know it. Okay, yeah.
she's so light, like for sure it's
Yeah.
ready.
Pretty.
She gonna be blonde.
Just section it so it's visually there, and you're like, okay. Left.
Okay.
I took my leave out right here and I clipped it out of the way.
I'm gonna peek.
Because I'm like in my flow,
Yeah,
and then I hit
okay.
this point and I'm like, I forgot my leave.
Do that all the time. Okay.
Because like,
I knew I needed
we're
to.
only human, it can happen. So. No, it's so fair. I feel like.
Like this would be the larger thing paper.
The more you do it,
To see that little triangle there. If it would be like this, that means that you're too rectangle. You're not gonna have the good angle.
Can you make each one of these smaller?
yeah.
we hear some belly.
And I ran out of time, so come back for part 2 of day 1 Blonde and Beyond.